Happy New Year 2021 to all. So we are back again with another episode of Overlord Countdown, and we have been looking through the whole of 2020, which brought us a variety of PC games across genres. We have come again with another retrospection of the games that created a niche for PC in 2020. PC games are endless fun, and as a personal supporter, I do feel 2020 had some great games, and we are going to discuss the best of those. Before watching further, I do request you all to like and subscribe and make sure you click that bell icon for more countdown videos. So making myself and everything else clear, let's get started. Starting at number 5 is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. It is a sequel to the 2015 artwork platformer Ori and the Blind Forest. For a long time, the fans were waiting for its sequel, and it came as a bang. The story continues with Ori's search for their true destiny, with more diversity, engrossing color, detail, choice, and a beautiful background score. The open-world exploration of Ori and the Will of the Wisps sets to a fine musical score, taking you through some breathtaking 2D landscapes, ranging from grim marshlands and forests bursting with life to underground worlds and alpine forests topped with snow-covered peaks. As part of the bargain, you cross paths with dangerous enemies and some annoying, dive-bombing pests and slugs. You also get to make new friends and allies that take you through different portals of their wonderful worlds. Exploration gets more and more intense as the game progresses, and Ori develops more skills and powers, and the puzzle-solving element of the game further ramps up the challenge. A full playthrough will likely take little more than 12 or so hours, but you will come away completely enthralled with this game. Coming at number 4 is Cyberpunk 2077. So basically this year had many games to boast, but clearly a proper open world shooter was lacking, keeping aside the remakes and the remastered ones. Cyberpunk's whole PlayStation refund fiasco and its performance feedback may have angered the fans and affected its sales and shareholder value, but as a PC gamer, I can easily rank this as one of the best this year. Being in development for almost 7 years, and the ill management decisions might have made Cyberpunk not achieve its pre-release hype, but I do see a light of hope that with the addressed issues fixed, this game has a pretty long future, not in terms of sales, but at least in terms of value the game possesses, what the game wanted it to be, and all that stuff. For an even better sense of the scale of success here, Cyberpunk 2077 has already shattered the record for Steam's concurrent players on a single-player game, overtaking Fallout 4's previous record. We can expect a much longer tail on Cyberpunk than Witcher 3, with few expansions to come. We can explore more characters other than V and have a better look at the Night City with other perspectives. With more and more updates coming, the future is indeed bright for the game, and it is not an on-spot assessment of Cyberpunk's current predicament. It's just that you need to extract something good out of the game, and I did find it positive enough to make this game get added to this list. Coming at number 3 is Resident Evil 3 Remake. So I have a different take on remade games. The demand was getting pretty higher for Capcom to remake its classic Resident Evil games, especially after Resident Evil 2 Remake was a huge hit. Tight storytelling is always an asset, especially for survival horror games, but in case of Resident Evil, the trade-off is very short, which is just 5 hours. The story is more or less the same. Jill Valentine is on the run from zombie-infested Raccoon City with horrific nemesis on her tail. This remake has done a lot of the trimming parts, such as shaving off many of the side stories of the original, including the different endings that gave it a replay value. Raccoon City has been recreated in stunning detail, peppered with realistically abandoned spaces, charming in-game advertising, and devastating environmental storytelling, while the engaging level design is full of challenging nasties, making exploration a delight. The combat is one of the most fluent that we have seen in Resident Evil games, less tedious, more gore, and more villainous masterminds blocking your path. The enemy AI is quite manageable, with Nemesis being the spine-chilling boss that makes you go into hiding and then make you rethink on a different plan of action for that sequence. Overall, Resident Evil 3 matched with the expectations fans had with Resident Evil 2 Remake, with better level design and a splendid single-player campaign to keep the franchise alive and gearing us up for the next remake. Coming at number 2 is Doom Eternal. Now more than ever, I'll take a fair bit of chance to feel like a demigod even if it's just a game. Doom Eternal offers that type of power fantasy in shades, but is always ready to check your first person shooting ego around the next corner with a bigger, faster, nastier demon from hell. This evolved follow-up takes everything good about the fast and knacky 2016 reboot and proves all that success wasn't a fluke. Even the multiplayer's been innovated with 2016's forgettable vanilla deathmatch replaced by Eternal's inventive 2 vs 1 Demons vs Slayer battle mode. The full package is expertly crafted from both a design and technical perspective. Now talking about the single player campaign, Doom Eternal has one of the best campaigns played in recent years. This excellent refinement of the already outstanding 2016 reboot makes you an unspoken deal. That is, if you keep up with its intensity, it will definitely keep up with you. It continually teaches you to play faster, smarter and more efficiently with a lot of options at every step of the way, tailor fights to your preferred slaying style, and to everyone's surprise, it's an absolute blast along the way. It's actually not surprising that Doom Eternal is excellent in following up the 2016 Doom reboot, but after playing its 15 or so hour campaign, it's delightful to see how much better it has become. Eternal has got some of the storyline inspired from the yesteryear Doom 2, which specifically modernized the reboot with a breath of fresh air for the genre. Whether you have been playing for a few years or a few decades, Eternal definitely is the one that demands your attention. Finally, at number 1 is Half-Life Alyx. So Alyx is basically a VR game that establishes itself at the top spot, intensifying the Half-Life universe once again with more stoned gore. Alyx takes place 5 years before the events of Half-Life 2. No, it's not Freeman anymore, it's a character named Alyx, creating more chances to impress us with more optimism about the future of the Half-Life franchise and Valve's grinding comeback. Alyx's quest starts out as a simple mission to rescue her father, Dr. Ellie Vance, and it turns into a heist to capture a super weapon stashed inside a massive floating vault above CT-17. So all this being VR, you get to feel the actual way to interact with the objects. Physics play a huge role because the vast majority of stuff that isn't nailed down can be picked up and tossed around. Even better, your hands are real objects in the world that collide with everything quite realistically. Back when VR became the real thing, we all began searching which game worlds to be fully immersed in, and so far, Half-Life has definitely topped that list apart from Bioshock VR, of course. With Alyx, Valve has set a new bar for VR in interactivity, detail, level design, and once again worthy of being called a world-class developer going all in frontier technology. In a lot of ways, Alyx does feel like a game from the future and one that the rest of VR gaming will likely take a good amount of time to match. So that's it from the video, guys. 2021 is here and we do expect good amount of suggestions from you guys for forthcoming countdown videos. Do comment and see you in the next one.